So, ma'am, if I may, real quick, so what you're saying is that that it doesn't always just go to there.
No, it can go
back
all
and
over.
forth.
Yeah, I mean, you can,
Right.
And give it
I mean,
that.
we're talking about
That's-
flow, right?
no.
And that's
Make 'em
exactly,
double-ended arrows.
and
Right.
Ms. Hart, that's exactly the reason why we have the member gauges. So it's a matter of, this is your task, what are my initial actions? And then as you're having your member focus or your task focused, as you're mentoring the person to complete the goal, you're there. And then next task, member gauge, see where they
Yeah,
are.
but if it's on the, so that's why I said what's gonna be on the card. If I'm a member and I get on one side member assessment and on the other side I get that, I'm not remembering the gauges.
We need the gauges. The gauges.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what I'm saying, like just to reemphasize that it's not a one-stop, okay, you're done, kind of.
But
moment.
the,
That's
but
a
the
good
overall
point.
idea of this presentation is just to make sure that we want a model that's easy to read, easy to use, and easy to
Yeah.
Or the user interface.
Okay, that's 10 minutes for the panel. We're opening it up to the other members of our team. Questions,
And
things you want to bring up?
Zach, I will tie in on Zach to answer some of these for me, because he's our smart person.
Designated smart. At least we got one of them.
He came up with this in like 5 minutes, just staring at a blank piece of paper, so.
Zach's fielding the sniper questions. He's our gunner.
Oh,
Okay. I love it. I think
Our
we
gunner
should
catcher?
stop here and move on.
Awesome,
Let's implement it.
If I had a green card, I'd hold it up. So.
Do you want to field that question?
I think it's definitely workable. I like it a lot. I think that over the next few hours, when we tweak and stuff, we'll make it, a great product. I think I think we're 80–90% there already. So I just want to point out that what you have in your L there, we'll call it an L. That is what I drew on Thursday.
Just saying.
Yes,
That's how you get it. That's how you get it.
That's how you get
All right, does anybody
That's how you
else
get
have
gunner
any
support.
questions, comments, concerns?
That was a good move there.
Sir.
I think you guys did great. I think you really took it and ran with it and came up with something totally intuitive and awesome. So great job for you guys doing that. It's great.
I will tell you, in response to that, in the atmosphere in the room we're working on it was very energetic and collaborative. Basically, anybody watch Top Chef or Project One Way when they do the team challenges?
You watch Project One.
We were that team that everybody thought was going to fail, but they worked well together.
I realized we had Pete and
Yeah,
Chris.
the two of us were on the same team.
See, when Pete and I agree on something, okay, but when Pete and I agree on something,
They needed a facilitator.
magic
We'll say that.
All right, sir.
I
wait,
was
I'm
done.
sorry,
You forgot the however, no buts, but however. I have a question like you know how in Senior Chiefs model it was like if you had the low motivation and high ability,
Yes.
then that would be the inspiring. But if you had high motivation but low ability,
That would
that's
be the
teaching.
teaching, yes.
So it's kind of weird there. So
Well, that's why we used it to go along with Senior Chief's lesson plan they developed. That with discussing that you're gonna either use inspire or teach based off of which one it is.
okay, yeah, my kind of little holdup is they're both in the same spot. They're both in the red. So
You've got an axis model with no axis in it, really, is what you have up there.
You can have an access list.
Teach more than the ability. It's good to inspire.
Here comes Zach.
Oh, no, it's an axis model. I know exactly what
Sorry, oh, you did it now. You pulled Zach out.
instead of an axis.
All
right, let's listen up.
Yes, we are very much used to the quadrant style where if you're in this quadrant, this is exactly what you do. Leadership isn't that way, so we didn't go with that. Teaching and or inspiring. Now, let's say that somebody has the high ability but the low motivation. You still need to inspire them, correct?
So you're L2.
So that's the inspiring.
Meaning you're member focused.
You got it backwards.
And you're going to use...
It's backwards.
No, it's accurate.
If you're highly motivated,
these
because
are
you're a boot
reversed from
camper,
what you had
and
in
you
yours,
have
and they
low
don't have to
ability,
remain this way. These can easily be flipped.
Yeah, okay, if your ability's high.
That's the right.
Ability is high, motivation low, you need to inspire, you don't need to teach as much. So you're going to be member focused. Now within the lesson plan, there will also be those techniques and what you do to be able to focus on that.
Yeah. Maybe flip the words.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
at
you're
this
right.
point, we're just semantics and.
You're right, just flip those
but yeah.
two words,
And
put inspire on top.
the other
teach
part
everybody.
that we looked at is when you're looking at the member gauge, whichever one is, like, if you have a red one, that's the one where it's your greatest focus.
Yep.
So.
And we came up for a solution that would,
We had a fun little thing as well, just like within Stratlead, we always said your default was coaching. Well, default is the biggest section, mentor. And a simple way to say it, when in doubt, mentor out.
What was that?
when in doubt, mentor out.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just realized.
good
I like when you were talking about the teach and inspire, I like them together because at the end of the day, maybe you don't know what's wrong and you're testing it out. If am I teaching them
You see what I'm saying?
and inspiring them, I like them sandwiched together.
But that's, which is cool.
All right, let's keep one conversation going. Any other feedback, questions, concerns?
Mr. Thomas has it.
Like everybody else, I think we'll agree, I like it. I'm wondering if,
You can steal them all.
like down in the bottom where you have teach and inspire, could you still have those words and put, maybe have model away down there on the red portion, and then up in the green portion, right, if we trust somebody, right, we want to enable that member to act, right? They have proven to us they can, all right? So I wonder if you put enable others to act there. I'm thinking we could use this, keep the words and incorporate all 5 practices of TLC with encourage the heart being right there in the middle portion, so that it encompasses.
One of the reasons why we didn't add all the extra stuff and we're just going to talk about it and teach it is because we don't want to make this busy. We want to make it as simple and, you know, just see it and do it. And when we start adding more and more words to it, then we end up with some of those Death by PowerPoint things we see. But we definitely are going to be talking about that in the lesson plan. But yes, but that was our intent on all of those.
I think the other one fits well. I think you can tie TLC into the Axis model nicely as well.
Yep.
What I love, and I would caution us to, because I love the connections, but when we start putting words that we think we need to trademark, which I don't think we need to trademark the word enable or encourage, but if we would encourage the heart, then we would have to trademark it. Then our card gets busy, and whenever we drop that model or Kuzin and Posner want to look at us,
Yep.
we're done. And we've learned our lesson about tying ourselves to some profit-oriented company.
We can tie it on the vocal side, or in the lesson.
Yeah, we can talk it, tie together models like DISC and Tuckman and all that, tie them in, but when we put it on our card and in our handouts, then we're handcuffed again, and I don't like being handcuffed.
With that though, we can put it in our slides.
We have permission to put the Leadership Challenge stuff in our slides.
Right.
Yes.
Just not in our
And
handouts,
even in
but
our
our
workbooks.
Yeah.
Mike Renzi got us permission to put some of it, not all of it, but some of it in our workbooks. So we got to make sure we put the limited amount that got approved in our workbooks. We can do that. We just, when we tie like it to models and stuff, and rightly so, they might start wondering like how much are they making out of my stuff, and you know that. So I just think I love the tie-ins, but I don't like when we start putting stuff in our workbooks and that, because I've seen the damage it does to us in terms of you can't print that, you got to pull those pages out.
I always call it bad action moving it, where you draw every line to every connection, not letting the audience draw it themselves.
Well, the other part is to address John. The model's not the block.
Yeah.
So the model is the model, and then we have a block.
That's gonna
And
teach
so
the model.
TLC will be in the block or referenced in the
Right.
block.
Yeah, no, I was just wanting to make sure I understand where we were gonna, how we can visually show it without putting it into the, because I agree, I don't wanna make this more complicated than it has to be. But if we can have it like as an extra slide or something and we can point it out, then that's fine.
I'm
Yeah,
totally
and we'll leave that to the developmental part of
Yep,
it all.
yep.
If this is the chosen model.
All right. Are there any more questions?
I do have a question, this is just maybe for Sarah. So from an ALP standpoint, do you think this could be something that they could absorb at their level by how limited they're not getting like just slammed?
This model uses basically words that are used in ALP and
It's.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I like
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, I
I'm
wanna
sorry, I
hear
didn't see her
from,
back there. I thought
because
she was
she's coming
zero
from
one.
a non-biased standpoint, I wanna hear it from her.
I already know which way we're going, so.
I like the
But that's what it
simplicity
is.
of it, and
It's
that's
slightly more
important
feels
to me in that level of personnel, and like Chris was saying.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, I don't care, that is that,
They know
just
these
without.
words, and they come out at them. And my concern throughout all of this was not to inundate them with information with all the models that they're looking at, that simplicity was my priority. And I really want to know with line 2, what is simple, like, you know, what is more simple to you that you can grasp on, and you can walk out of it and go, and tell your other second class, hey, this is what I learned today. Are you gonna be able to, off your mind, go the matrix system or the leadership behavior?
The matrix, I mean, I think it's like either member focused or the task focused. I think that's what makes it.
And that's my concern with this simplicity. To absorb
And there's not
information.
a bunch of arrows going everywhere.
So I think we can close out the comments. People still writing stickies, and we're going to put our stickies over there. What I'll ask you to do is put your stickies there now, and my panelists, you're going to be the first folks I go to when we try to make our decision here. I think I can read crowds, but I don't want to leave it to that. So I want to hear from the panelists, and then we're going to do our consensus check on the group. All right, so put your stickies over there. Panelists, talk amongst yourselves. Tell us who's the jury foreman. The jury foreman's got to have to tell us the outcome of the panel.
Do I need to?
Having 3 was perfect to see if the panel has a there's a tiebreaker in our panel. So you guys can tell us what your thoughts are before we influence you with our
Do we
thoughts.
have to go into this question?
I think this is just a question. Here's your 2 models. Put them in front of you.
Maybe you're going to larger people.
Right.
Yeah. Start with him.
Yeah. But we didn't have them there when we chose the leadership challenge, you know. It's hard to get everybody on board with everything. Really, the captain will be the final.
It's just be graphics.
Yeah, and I expect the captain.
Not really, because they don't have a choice, Dave.
They don't have what?
So not really, because they don't have a choice.
Yes,
So sell is easy, but the buy-in.
Yeah.
Kind of tough.
Captain's available
He's in California.
I agree. Yeah, because self, ALP and everything else, yeah, we're fine. What? This is what you're teaching.
Yes. Well, I mean, either way, it's the same thing, which is fine. And it's easy. That's what we wanted to do, both groups. Steel Tennessee, maybe, maybe not, however, urban technology is 1950s. And they both have that.
All right. Panel, you got your decision? Do I have my panel?
No. Our
Jury foreman, you're not allowed out of the room. Once the judge says, make your decision, you can't let the jury out of the room. He can be influenced right now. Someone could be paying him off. Watch him come in. I changed my mind.
Yeah.
That's the matrix model.
Maybe pretty sure he spoke his mind.
Yeah, maybe he thought his part of this was done, he went back to work.
He dropped the mic. He's like, I've wasted enough of my time.
He doesn't want to see how this auction board made.
He's in the head, he's in the red.
How do you know that?
Because I was standing next to him.
He was there to verify. Did you try to sway him because he's with panel?
No, he was
Change land for the next
He walked out.
No
pressure.
I have
And
none.
I love how.
Me either. They'll both get a job. That's what I thought.
I don't want enough.
Stays the same.
As soon as they changed it to an access model and I got the picture of what they were doing in there, I was like, cool, man, 'cause I don't really care as long as we get an access model. I just didn't think just the gauges alone would make that. That's not a model. And so as soon as they moved the model, then I recorded.
Your face is
I don't like the name at all.
One's easier. I don't think you can. I think ours is definitely busier. However,